It's Saudi Arabia and Mexico. We figured this was probably going to be a game with importance down the stretch, but maybe not for the reason we thought. Again, a reset. Poland has 4 points. Argentina behind them at 3 with a +1 goal difference. So they're currently ahead of Saudi Arabia, who also has 3 points. They're -1 in the goal difference. Mexico is still alive. They have 1 point, a -2 goal difference, but everything needs to go right for them. Well, what are you looking at here? Because I don't know, from the looks of it, I don't think you're going to see many goals in any game.
I don't know where it's coming from with Mexico. We're talking about like their captains and leaders getting injured. Just a total meltdown towards the end. Chucky Lozano looks so frustrated every time there's a counterattack, and rightfully so. Like, we're talking about 3-on-1s with him, and he's getting no support. It's just a tiring thing, and now they're facing arguably the best defensive team in the group. And Saudi Arabia has been so fantastic as a system. They didn't really play poor whatsoever against Poland. That was very winnable. And again, I think it's an under, and I think Saudi Arabia is going to win. I think Saudi Arabia advances to the next stage because I like and am rooting for Argentina to advance. So again, this is both teams to score. I see that's something that you like too. That's absolutely not out of the question. But for me, I think Saudi Arabia, like a 1-0 win, is something that I see in the cards here. They just control the majority of the matches, and now they're facing the worst offensive team in the group. That's why I like what I like. And also separate. You could place these separate. You could place them in a parlay together. And again, I just think this is how it's going to go down with a Saudi Arabia win. Really shocking people again.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to take an under 2.5, which is something that I like too, and you want to take both teams to score, it's not exactly the best idea. You're basically just, obviously it has to be a 1-1 draw there. I wouldn't exactly recommend it. At that point, I would just take a 1-1, exact score. But that's my thing with Mexico is the fact that, it was all counterattack against Argentina until they got scored on. Then we saw the game open up a little bit, and they did look a little better at that point. They end up conceding the late goal to make it 2-0. I just think Saudi Arabia has looked better at this point. I think Mexico is going to come out hungry, and they're going to know that they obviously need a win to even have a chance. And I think that opens them up enough for Saudi Arabia to grab a goal. I think, this group is crazy because we can basically see any combination of teams advance to the round of 16. So I'm going to put you on the spot. At the end of tomorrow, and in what order do you think this group looks like?
I think we see Argentina in first, based on the differential, and then we'll just have Saudi Arabia in second. This, like you said, it can go either way. The last thing I see is really Mexico advancing and making it out of the group. I don't see that in terms of differential and ways things are going down. But yeah, that's what I have. Argentina and Saudi Arabia. Like, it's just, this can go either way. And again, these games, it depends on the approach. Like, I would definitely consider live betting in some of these things because if one team goes ahead in one match, I think that's where things open up like crazy. And I would anticipate that to happen, especially in Saudi Arabia, Mexico. But I don't see Mexico scoring. So that's really the thing. But again, don't be shocked if like Mexico were to score something like that. It's so typical of them to do something like that. This is still an experienced side. This isn't a side that's going to lay down easily. I think they play for a lot of pride, but it's a quality thing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, look, we saw Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0. Japan beat Germany like an hour after that. And then, Japan lost to Costa Rica 1-0. So anything goes at this point, including apparently Canelo Alvarez and Lionel Messi having beef. Damn, you're still here? Good on you for making it to the end of this video. If you want to see the rest of this episode and more awesome content like The Drive with Jeff Feinberg, PGA Tour event, Live Golf event, does not matter, he has your best bets. Or how about if you need your NFL picks, The Huddle, Pam Maldonado, Pat Mayo, Ross Tucker, and Brian Matthews, your best bets, your best teasers, and everything you need to know that's going on in the NFL. Week in and week out, those are the places to be. Make sure you're subscribing on our social channels to know about our next giveaway. Like for November, $500 on us. All you have to do is subscribe on YouTube, to get one entry. And if you want to comment on any recent video, tell us how you spend those $500 and you're automatically entered for a second entry. So get it done and let us help you make some money.